Emergency teams in Pakistan are rushing to rescue people who are trapped under the rubble after an earthquake levelled dozens of homes earlier. At least 20 people have been confirmed dead in the worst-hit district in Balochistan. But let's go over now to our correspondent, Sahar Baloch, who's in the Pakistani capital, Islamabad. Sahar, just tell us the latest you're hearing.
So right now, the authorities are trying to understand the extent of the damage that has happened. So it happened early in the morning around 4 a.m. And so far, the authorities are busy with the rescue efforts and everything. And they are trying to understand how far away the damage has happened. So I was in contact with one of the people from the Provincial Disaster Management Authority, and he told me that so far 3 districts have been severely damaged, which is Harnai, Pishin, and Ziyarat. So far the authorities are trying to understand how far the damage has happened. So they are also, the rescue efforts are also on their way. The Pakistan army is also on the way, and at the same time they have rescued 9 people and taken them out of the place through the helicopters and everything. So this is what we have so far from the ground.
Yeah, and just tell us about the kind of area where this has happened and how difficult it is for rescuers to get to these people.
Actually, when it comes to Balochistan, it is a huge land in terms of and then when it comes to access, so the access is not that easy. So when it comes to Harnai and Pishin and all these areas, it is in the northwest of, Balochistan. So over there, the authorities, can only take help from the Pakistan army and can go there through helicopters and everything. Also, the homes are not really close by. They are far behind as well. They are far away from each other. So going from one place to another also takes time. So going by land also takes time as well. Like for instance, if you go from Quetta to all of these other cities, it will take at least 4 to 5 hours for the rescue authorities to get to these places. And most of the people who are basically seriously injured right now are all those people who live in mud houses. So those places which were nicely built and everything, strongly built, those houses have not been damaged. But when it comes to the mud houses, those are the ones that have severely been damaged, and people are also seriously injured. So far 35 people are seriously injured, whereas 200 people are they have gotten minor injuries from this.
Right, and do the authorities fear that there still be maybe many more people trapped under rubble and damaged buildings?
Yes, this is something that they have shared, that for the time being, if I take you a bit back, like back in 2005, there was a big earthquake in Pakistan, and at that point of time, most of the authorities and most of the rescue efforts were being made in Islamabad. A lot of people were focused on Islamabad, and by the evening, a lot of people got to know that in Pakistan's administered Kashmir area, a lot of people had died because of the earthquake, and it was very severe. So this is not a similar situation, but in a way, authorities are concerned that there are still areas which are far-flung, and they are trying to get to those places. But because of the distances and because of lack of communication and everything, they are trying to get to those places, which will still take about 4 to 5 hours for them to reach to.
Very difficult conditions. Sahar, thank you very much. Sahar Baloch, they're updating us from Islamabad and what is going on in Pakistan, where emergency teams are trying to get to people under the rubble in the worst-hit district of Balochistan.